A few days later, Gauri accompanied her father to the railway station to say goodbye. Shanta had already bid him farewell at home. She had a meeting with the auditors. See you soon, she told him. Call me later. Remember, I can always arrange for your transfer back to Bangalore. Venkatesh was booked in a first class compartment in Kittur Express. He was carrying a duffel bag with only 3 changes of clothes since he was planning to return to Bangalore that same weekend. When they reached the station, Gauri was happy to see that many of her father's friends and co workers had also come to say goodbye. They seemed to have genuine affection and regard for her father. Venkatesh was very friendly and helpful at work. He actively participated in celebrations such as Ganesh Chaturthi, Dashehra, Kannada Rajyotsava, and Ugadi. Once, a clerk called Geeta had been on maternity leave. When she came back to work after 4 months, she tearfully confided in him, Sir, I have to go and be with the baby after 1 p.m. because there is no one at home after that time. Venkatesh told her that she could take short term leave without pay. But Geeta was not ready to do that because she had to make loan payments. So Venkatesh accommodated her request. He told her, You may leave early and I will manage the counter in your absence. During another incident, Mahesh was handling the cash counter and found that somebody had erroneously paid 1,000 rupees in excess. Everybody wanted to celebrate and have a party with the money. But Venkatesh disagreed. No, that's not right. Let's keep it aside. We will return it if the owner comes looking for it. When nobody came to claim the money, it was given away to the office watchman Kareem for his wife's C-section operation. Thus, Venkatesh had become quite popular in the office. Most people were sad to see him go. The few colleagues who envied him would talk behind his back and say that any man could be generous if his wife made so much money. But to his face, they would praise him. Venkatesh was aware of the criticism, but he always let it go. At the station, Mahesh told Venkatesh, Sir, once you go to Hubli, people there may not let you come back here quickly. Please don't stay on there, sir. Venkatesh settled down at the window seat of the compartment and replied, No, I won't. I can't. My Gauri is in the final year of her studies. I don't know where she'll go after that. It's not difficult to stay away from Bangalore, but it's almost impossible to stay away from her. He looked fondly at Gauri. Her tears, suppressed till now, flowed freely down her cheeks. Her father was her true friend. He had been transferred frequently in the past, but it was always to nearby places so that he could come back home at night. This was the first time he was going to be away for this long. Anna, take care of your health. Sunitha's father will come to the station to pick you up. The train started moving as Gauri was speaking to her father. Everyone waved goodbye. After the platform vanished from Venkatesh's sight, he looked around his compartment and thought, I should be back in 6 months. I don't think I will use this train more than half a dozen times. He had no idea that his life's foundation would be thoroughly shaken in 6 months. When the train arrived in Hubli at 5 o'clock the next morning, the sky was still dark. The passengers were grumbling. The train has arrived before schedule, and now it's going to be hard to find an auto rickshaw. The ticket collector opened the door and asked all the passengers to disembark. As soon as Venkatesh alighted from the train, his Hubli colleagues came forward with garlands and bouquets to welcome him. They introduced themselves almost in unison. Sir, I'm Chimman Katti, the cashier. I am Kamla Kanawar, the office assistant. Sir, I'm Roti, the clerk. Venkatesh was taken aback. What strange names. Suddenly he heard a hoarse voice. Sir, I am Anant Patil, Sunitha's father. My daughter called me last night and told me your train timings. Please come with me. Then he turned to the others and announced, your Sahib is coming to my house in Vishweshwar Nagar. He will freshen up there, and then I will bring him to the office at 10 a.m. Quickly, he dispersed the crowd and asked Venkatesh to follow him with a wave of his hand. Anant Patil was a fat, charming, and friendly man. On the way to his house, Venkatesh was fascinated by Hubli's narrow and heavily crowded lanes. Soon, Anand started talking about his family. Sir, I work in the public works department of the government, and I am close to my retirement. I have a son, Navin, and a daughter, Sunita, who is Gauri's classmate in Bangalore Medical College. Venkatesh could barely understand what he was saying. Though Patil was speaking Kannada, the North Karnataka dialect sounded quite unfamiliar. A short while later, they reached Patil's two-bedroom house in Vishweshwar Nagar. The adjoining single-bedroom home also belonged to him. There was a grove in front of the house with tulsi, champak, and coconut trees. Patil's wife, Vijayabai, invited them in with a smile. Please come in and have some tea. She looked at Venkatesh and added, then you can take a short nap. You have probably not slept well in the train. Venkatesh was hesitant. No, I don't need to sleep. I will drink tea and then go to the office guest house. Oh, please don't stay in the guest house. Think of our home as your own. Sunita tells us so much about yours. What has she told you? Patil immediately said, she says that she meets you for lunch almost every week when she visits Gauri. Sometimes, when there is no water in the hostel, she goes to your house for her shower too. 2. Gauri is extremely generous and brings her a lot of homemade food and snacks. So how can we let you stay in the guest house? It wouldn't be right. Outburst reminded Venkatesh of the roaring jam. Falls and he smiled. Patil's wife scolded her husband, please lower your volume. Mother-in-law is asleep in the next room. At 9:30 a.m. they ate breakfast. And then Patil dropped Venkatesh at his office and told him firmly, you must come home right after office hours. Here is my address. The State Bank of India office was in Keshwapur close to the railway station. Venkatesh learnt the workings of the bank and had lunch with some of his office colleagues. He tasted Dharwad food for the first time. His palate was accustomed to Mysore cuisine thanks to his mother Indiramma. In the afternoon, he went to the office guest house. He didn't like it at all. He thought, it's going to be hard to stay here for 6 months. Also, the work in the office is less than half of what I had in Bangalore, and I will have plenty of free time. What will I do? How will I spend the whole day in the office here? That night, he dined with the Patils. Vijayabai had made ranjaka, sambar, stuffed bengan bhaji, and chapattis. She asked him, how do you like the food here? It's good. Anant Patil laughed. You will say it's good even if it's not. Tell me the truth. Do you really like it? Venkatesh repeated his answer. Patil told him, sir, the one-bedroom house adjacent to ours is vacant right now. My son, Navin, and his wife, Rekha, were staying there. I preferred that they lived separately so that they could have their privacy and still be close to us. Unfortunately, many factories in Hubli are shutting down. Despite being a mechanical engineer, Nevin did a course in computers and now works in Pune. Even though I wish he were here, what can I do? He's my only son. I want him to be happy wherever he is. Venkatesh, too, felt sad at the thought of people being forced to migrate to other cities with the closing down of industries. So you are welcome to stay in our house next door. It's independent and has a telephone. You can have your meals with us too, or we can arrange to get you breakfast and dinner from outside if you prefer. Please choose whatever you are comfortable with. We have no problems at all. Patil was direct and straightforward. I will think about it, replied Venkatesh. A few days later, he became Patil's tenant. A month went by and Venkatesh settled into a routine. Patil's house was always crowded with friends and relatives. Venkatesh often wondered how the couple managed to entertain everybody. It was a typical patriarchal family, and the women were busy cooking and making jowar rotis the whole day. They barely emerged from the kitchen. There was plenty of avlaki or puffed rice kept in tins for snack time. Venkatesh couldn't help thinking about Shanta. Had she been placed in such circumstances, she would have rebelled. Her mind was on things beyond the home, which property is for sale, which of the equities will be more profitable. Ever since her first successful stint in the stock market, she had not entered the kitchen, nor did anyone expect her to. Ravi would often tell his mother, asterisk Amma, don't waste your time with household chores. Hire somebody to take care of them. Your time is precious. Venkatesh wondered, does anyone ever say that to Vijabai? Soon, Venkatesh became an intimate member of their family. Patil and he would sit in the courtyard every evening and chat. One Monday evening, Patil said, Raoji, I have a younger brother, Dinesh. When we sit and talk, we lose track of time. The tired women would leave tea and milk powder out for us and go to bed. We would make our own tea and continue chatting. Where is he now? Patil took a deep breath. He is in Mumbai, and I really miss him. I was raised in a joint family. We are the Patils of Kalapur. It is a village close to Hubli, and our house always had at least 20 people living in it at any time. But that's enough about me. What about your family, sir? Ours is a very small family, Venkatesh said. I am an only son. My father was transferred frequently, and I really don't remember meeting any relatives. My parents never talked about them either. Sometimes, I wish that I also had affectionate brothers like you. Where do all your other relatives stay? Our relatives are spread everywhere. That reminds me the thread ceremony of my aunt's grandson is on Sunday in Shigun. I want you to see the customs and traditions of our region. Let's go together next weekend. But I don't know them, said Venkatesh. Raoji, it's different here. You don't have to wait for a personal invitation. Simply come with me. Just like Bangalore has many neighboring places that are worth visiting such as Belur, Halebidu, and Mysore, we also have nice places around Hubli. There is Gadag, Kolivada, Savanur, and Shishanal. We must go visit all of them. After all, you are only going to be here for 6 months. Venkatesh nodded. That sounded nice. He had already been to Bangalore 3 times. Everyone was busy there. Ravi was back from America, and the search for a suitable girl was duly in progress. Gauri was preoccupied with studying for her exams. Still, she called up her father often and told him repeatedly, Anna, you must take a break from work and be here with me during my exams. If I get a few holidays for preparatory leave, I will also come to Hubli.